Good evening. This is a Kearney Board of Aldermen meeting. I'd like to call a meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job.
Sorry, I could have helped you out there. Cindy, have you had a chance to take roll?
I have taken roll. Everyone is present. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We have no personal appearances this evening. Is there anybody that would like to address the board under the open public comment section this evening? Go ahead, Ms. Sandy. During the open public comment section of our meeting agenda, we invite residents of Kearney to step forward and directly address their Board of Aldermen. Each resident is requested to clearly state their name and address for the record and will have 3 minutes to present their statement. This session is specifically designed for residents to express their views or concerns. It is not intended for dialogue, debate, or question and answer interactions with the boards. All statements made during this time will be formally recorded in our public record. We urge participants to keep their remarks respectful and focused on matters relevant to Kearney. Your contributions are a vital part of our continuous efforts to enrich and improve Kearney, and we thank you for adhering to these guidelines and helping us maintain decorum in the process. We'll have a timer up on the screen that will advance from green to red. The timer will be green for the first 2 minutes, yellow for the last minute, and red when your time is up. So whenever you're ready, you have the floor.
Sandy, can you kind of see the screen here? It's not wanting to go up.
I won't be 3 minutes.
Sign in on the.
I did.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Do I need to state it as well as sign in?
Sure.
Sandy Bates on 1904 Cardinal Circle. That's in the city limits of Kearney. And I wanted to talk about, there's been a lot of talk about salaries and the raising them and how sometimes we're doing more salaries to kind of take away some of the things that maybe have been consulted out, I guess is the right word. So it looks like we have a big, I think it's an accounting thing. So I wanted to know when y'all can do a meeting to like explain these things to us. Did I miss that time to do that? Like the, as of our government solutions and things like that. I know you can't now, but is there a time when y'all will explain those things?
So, just, that this isn't meant to be, as I stated, a Q&A, a public session. I'm not for certain I know exactly what you're asking.
There's been a raise in accounting positions. And so I was wanting to see maybe if with that increase in position cost, if some of the accounting outsourcing things are going away, or if we're still outsourcing, but hiring new people as well.
And I guess what I'll say is if you want to, I would be happy to schedule a meeting with you. I'd be happy to meet with you one-on-one, or you could email myself or any of your elected representatives
Okay.
The same question, and we'd be happy to research it and get back to you.
Perfect. Quick question. And can you do that outside the hours of 8 to 5?
Meet with you? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to meet with you.
Okay. Then that was all I wanted to say. I just wanted to kind of get clearance in my mind for those things.
Okay, very well.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yep. Are there any other residents that wish to address the board under open public comments this evening? Ryan, do we have anybody online? No?
No, sir.
We'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items of discussion or questions on the consent agenda this evening? Seeing none, if we can entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Consent agenda passes. We have no ordinances this evening. We do have one resolution this evening, a motion approving resolution 60-2025 presented by Sheila Ernzen, our city administrator, a resolution adopting priorities and core commitments for the city of Kearney and initiatives for the fiscal year 2027. Sheila?
David is gonna pull up a brief slideshow. I know we have a Chiefs game, so I'm gonna go as quickly as I can. But this next item is a resolution for the board to officially adopt the priorities, core commitments, and initiatives for fiscal year 2027. The board met this summer on July 21st and August 18th, along with staff for 2 strategic work sessions focused on planning the city's goals and direction for the upcoming fiscal year. These initiatives translate the board's vision into action. Things like securing funding for the wastewater treatment plant expansion, improving community communication, strengthening relationships with developers, and expanding beautification and quality of life programs. At those work sessions, you reaffirmed the 5 overarching long-term priorities: basic services, infrastructure, housing, commercial retail, and quality of life. You also added a core commitment statement to each priority and identified specific goals for what staff should accomplish in the next year to move those core commitments forward. When planning their work for next year, departments will align their goals and budget requests with these initiatives so that the city's financial plan continues to reflect the board's strategic direction. Under basic services for fiscal year 2027, our initiatives are all about strengthening communication, employee development, and public safety. We'll be educating residents about the opportunity of a public safety sales tax and how it will help keep Kearney among the safest cities in Missouri. We're also working toward Missouri Blue Shield Community Certification, which opens doors to new grant funding opportunities. To better understand how we're doing, we'll conduct the National Community Survey to compare results with our 2023 baseline, and inside City Hall, we'll be launching a new in-house training program focused on customer service, safety, and leadership. And on the communication side, we'll be rolling out a resident notification system and monthly e-newsletter to keep everyone informed and connected. Our infrastructure initiatives for fiscal year 2027 focus on keeping up with growth while taking care of what we already have. We'll be securing financing for the wastewater treatment facility expansion to increase capacity and meet regulatory requirements. Major projects planned for completion in fiscal year 27 include the Nation Road and Clark Street waterline projects, Hall Park, the Mac Porter Connector Trail, and the Lions Park pedestrian crossing. We'll also continue advancing key projects like the 19th Street Complete Street, City Hall ADA and security upgrades and expansion, and the Historic Museum exterior preservation project. Staff will keep pursuing grants to stretch city dollars further, especially for the Raymond Hall Bridge replacement, trail maintenance, and sidewalk connections, and will develop asset maintenance and capital improvement plans to guide long-term investments in transportation, water, wastewater, and parks infrastructure. The housing initiatives for fiscal year 2027 aim to encourage more diverse and attainable housing options for residents. We'll continue building relationships with developers and builders through lunch and learn sessions and one-on-one meetings to promote high-quality, multifamily, mixed-use, and medium-density housing. The permitting process will be streamlined with updated forms, checklists, and online tools, and builders will have the option to reuse previously approved residential plans to save time and reduce costs. We'll also target local and regional home builders with details on available sites, infrastructure readiness, and city incentives, and work with property owners in the K353 redevelopment area to help revitalize properties. For fiscal year 2027, our commercial and retail initiatives focus on supporting business growth and expanding Kearney's economic base. We'll continue building strong relationships with developers and business owners through outreach meetings and lunch and learn opportunities to encourage new investment in commercial, retail, and light industrial projects. The city will simplify business licensing forms and processes to make it easier to start or expand a business, and will produce a guidebook for new business owners to navigate local requirements and resources. We'll also pursue public-private partnerships to fund infrastructure improvements that create more market-ready sites, launch targeted marketing campaigns to attract new businesses, and formalize a business retention and expansion program to support those already here. Our quality of life initiatives for fiscal year 2027 are all about enhancing community pride, connection, and livability. We'll establish a grant program to encourage more community events and festivals downtown and in our parks, and create a micro grant program to support beautification projects, public art, and placemaking efforts. We'll also add some fun, community-driven activities like contests and neighborhood challenges to inspire residents and businesses to show off and celebrate their Kearney pride. New volunteer opportunities such as a citywide litter pickup day and stream cleanups will help keep public spaces clean and inviting. Finally, we'll continue pursuing grants and partnerships for park, trail, and downtown beautification projects that make Kearney an even better place to live, work, and visit. And that is a summary of 2 of your guys' lengthy work sessions, but I think we captured it all, and it is for you guys to consider now.
Any questions from the board on the presentation? I just want to make sure that the board feels like that summarizes the direction and all of our combined work putting together in those sessions.
Yeah, look good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
If there are no other questions, if there's no other direction to staff here, if we could entertain a motion approving resolution 60/2025.
So moved.
Second. Third.
Yeah. First by Alderman Lehman, second by Alderman Spencer. All in favor? Oppose? Resolution passes. I will, before we move on, I will just say I do appreciate, we had a new consultant this year, a local guy, Kansas City guy. I thought the sessions went extremely well. I appreciate all of staff's time. Sunday was gracious enough to cook us dinner.
It was very
But I appreciate everybody's time and involvement, and I think it was a productive and good use of our time again this year. So we have no items for review and presentation. We'll move on to mayor's communications. One thing I'll mention is our Kearney Bulldogs, our varsity boys are still undefeated, and as of a few minutes ago, so is our JV team. So I missed my son's game this evening. I had the privilege to meet with a group of Girl Scouts and their parents, roughly, I would say close to 30. Our city hall was packed from about 5:30 to 6:15. And so I met a bunch of new friends at 2867. We went over a Q&A session this evening. We discussed some of the key projects. I was impressed by a couple of our Girl Scouts. They hammered me and were prepared to talk and expect answers on safe routes to school, some safety improvements to our crosswalks. Shelley, I talked a lot about all the work that you and your staff is doing to improve that, all the amazing grants that you guys have put forward to allow us to maximize our local tax dollars. But probably what impressed me the most this evening is they collectively as a group prepared and presented a report to me. I asked them to email their leader to email that report to me. I'm going to, I'll share that with the board, and I promise to also share it with our Parks Director and Assistant Parks Director. They put forth a really good presentation about the need of some improvements, some inclusivity improvements for our residents that are disabled in wheelchairs and visitors of the same. I shared some of the cool things we've already done, the pour in place and our plans for more pour in place and things like that. But no doubt, I appreciate their enthusiasm and those young ladies looking at a way that we can improve here in the community and put forth the time to put it in writing and present it to me this evening. So I asked them if to keep an eye out on matching grants or other opportunities, maybe through their Girl Scouts organization that we could always look at improving. And then I also share our fiscal year and upcoming budget and let them know that I would share their presentation with our Parks Department and look at ways that we could continue to improve our parks that way. So they also were kind enough to swing the gavel, open up our meeting and lead us in the pledge. So we have one left here. So Ms. Giacomi, thank you for being here and thank you for the presentation. We'll move on to City Administrator's report.
The first thing I have is just a reminder that our next regular board meeting will be Monday, October 20th, right here at 6:30 p.m. And Eric is actually off this week. But Ryan, can you give a update on Hull Park and where we are on that?
Yeah, so currently, we have gotten word back from MoDOT that they have accepted our architect's proposal for modifications that they had originally suggested about 6 months ago. And we are now waiting on the architect firm to get us an updated estimate on what it will potentially cost to build this thing. We are hoping to have that by this month's park board meeting.
Ryan, does that expedite our plan? Does that slow us down, keep us right on track? Just curious.
Well, there's no denying that the unexpected wait working with MoDOT has put us behind where we wanted to be. However, LWCF has informed us that we actually get 3 years and not the 2 years that's listed in the contract. They always keep a year in reserve just in case someone needs an extension. So that works out wonderfully for us, and we're excited to hopefully be able to go out to bid before the end of the year.
Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate that update. We'll move on to Alderman discussion. Alderman King,
I don't have anything.
Alderman Spencer.
I was approached by a constituent, here in Kearney, and she has approached City Hall before regarding parking on Evening Star. Her name is June Hewitt, and she just wants to make sure that we are still looking at that for her. She feels it is a bit of an issue, the width of the street, and she would like to see no parking on either side. So I said I would bring it back up again.
Very well. Alderman Holt.
I too had a constituent come to me this week and is concerned about e-bikes on the walking trail. And we got he was walking his dog and one of the guys swerved to miss him, but almost hit his dog. So he's very concerned about it. It is something we've kind of hem-hauled around, talked about before, but we need to look at cracking down some way or another on these e-bikes on these walking trails. So I want to put that on the city's radar.
Very well. Thank you.
All I got.
Alderman Lehman.
I wanted to also say that our presenter at the goal setting session, I thought was Corey, was very good, and goal setting is never fun, but it was a good process. I also wanted to bring it to the board's attention that I was notified that our city building inspector continues to get certifications. He's now a fully certified combination residential inspector and has started his commercial inspection certifications also. So it's nice to have somebody that's dedicated and moving in the right direction to have fully certified staff. So, and last but certainly not least, I wanted to bring up just how lucky we are to have a attraction in town that draws thousands of people to our community. I think everybody knows about the Fun Farm. This is their busy season. We are literally seeing thousands of people, majority of them from outside the city of Kearney. And working there part-time, I get a chance to talk to a lot of them. And they are very, very complimentary about the city of Kearney and how clean it is and how nice it is to come up here. So I think it's nice to have an attraction like that keep growing. And so they bring lots of dollars into our communities. So that's all I have.
Great. That concludes Alderman discussion. We do have an executive session noticed up this evening, a closed session per RSMO 610-021, subsection 1 for legal actions or litigation involving a public governmental body and any confidential or privileged communication between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys, and RSMO 610-021, subsection 2, leasing, purchase, or sale of real estate by a public governmental body where public knowledge of the transaction might adversely affect the legal consideration therefore, and RSMO 610-021, subsection 12, to discuss matters pertaining to negotiated contracts. And the meeting will be adjourned from there. So this does rather conclude the open public portion of our meeting. If we could consider a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
I'll second.
Hold the board, please.
Alderman King.
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Aye.
Alderman Holt.
Aye.
Alderman Neiman.
All right.
The vote is unanimous. Everybody have a good evening. Thank you for being here.